Chairman, thank you very much for your time and apologies on invading your family time. I hope you are good.
Yeah, I'm good, and good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Chairman, let me also take this opportunity to congratulate you on your election as the chairperson of the Alexandra North Local Football Association.
Thanks again.
We'll get back to that one, but I just wanted to start with your football team. Where did it start and how has it been up to so far?
Yeah, my football journey in high level, I can say that I started to play football in the that street and also on the street of Alexandra. And also I played in the third division. I think by that time we call it the Vodacom League. It was sponsored by the Vodacom by that time, which is around 96, 97. I was still very young by then. And then from there, I continued with my studies to do the electrical engineering until I completed and then joined ESCOM also. Yes, until I came back again into football again in Alexandra. Started to coach the team of LFA and going up also to buy status on the SEP League, which is the first division in South African ranks. And then we managed also to go to the ABC Motsepe League under the Babiro, which was also all the teams. I was the chairman under Babiro leadership for about 3 to 4 years under Babiro football until we sold up the status. And then immediately I was co-opted in the LFA ranks as a deputy chairperson when they had the serious challenges in terms of how they running football and also on so that we can come and help since from 2019 up to when I was get elected.
So, Chairman, so you played. I hear some people call you Bashin. Where does the name come from?
Yes, I played football. I was a striker, but I was very fast. But not those talented players. I wasn't like I was talented. Not those talented players, but very hardworking player by then. I believe it was in our time like now. I was gonna play for a big teams, 3 big teams, because I think I was working hard in terms of in the field and also creating a lot of goals and scoring goals.
So, and I see, Chairman, you transitioned from playing to coaching and into administration. And most people after playing, they just focus on coaching. What made you make the transition from coaching into administration?
For me, footballing, I think is a calling. I love football. I love to be involved into football, and that is the most thing I love to do. So that's why for me that transaction, and it's just so simple because I know what I want in terms of football. I know what I can change in terms of football. In terms of administration, also playing, I think I know because I've been involved into football for long.
We know most owners, especially those who played football and coached, they struggle to allow whoever they appointed to coach their teams to do their job. From time to time, they will want to tell them what to do because they've been in the position, they know how to coach, they understand football, and sometimes they feel that their coaches are not doing what they want. Were you the type of chairman?
I won't say that I'm that type of the person because the point you are mentioning is a very, very good point because hence on I'm busy with the documentation of football, how it's supposed to operate. Each and every company, they do have the structure, the policies, the constitution. So when you're looking at football, you just hire the coach without looking what are you looking for in terms of football. Like number one, you need to identify yourself as a chairperson. What type of football do you prefer? Or what type of coaches do you prefer? Which is very, very vital. It's not only happening in South Africa, I think it's also happening in also at overseas. We've got a lot of different types of people. As a chairman or as an owner of the team, if you know that what type of people or what type of players are you looking into your structure, so that it's going to be easy. When you hire a coach, you're just going to say that, hey, Chief, this is the documentation, this is the scope of work, This is what the job description, I'm hiring you under this. Can you do 1, 2, 3, 4 for me? Even though when I go to the field, when I see you implementing something new or something different, I must not be surprised because we'll have the same understanding. Hence on, we'll see that someone will say that, but this coach is not coaching well, or the chairman is interfering. But there's a roots why the chairman are interfering. Because at the beginning, as a chairman, did you hire the correct coach in terms of the philosophy you believe in, or the type of football you want to believe, or the culture of your team? You can take 3 big teams. You take Sundowns, you take Pirates, you take Kaizer Chiefs. Their philosophy and their culture is totally different, but they are both of them. They are successful how they do run their football. But if it can be documented, saying that when you hire the coach, you interview the coach irrespective of what are you looking for. So even the coach, when he comes in, he knows that this is the team culture. This is the type of the players the chairman is preferring. This is the type of football the chairman wants us to play, irrespective of the results or no results. But if you believe on one thing, we build towards that, we can achieve one goal, so that it will reduce the minimum of the coach to be fired. It will reduce the minimum risk for the team not to get the results, not to have a bad performance at the end of the day.
I hear you, Chairman. And having narrated your journey from playing to owning a team in the then SAB, which is now Safa Regional League, and into Motsepe League, and I know that you had a vision to get to the PSL. But unfortunately things didn't go according to plan at Babiro. Do you still have that vision? Do you still want to see yourself owning a team in the PSL?
Yes, it's a true scenario now since I'm the chairperson of Alexandra Football Association. Look, the reason why Babiro was built is to get a team for the professional into Alex ranks. Alexandra, we got a lot of talents. We are struggling in terms of producing the team to the PSL or even to the NFD. So it's up to us. What do we do as an individual and also as an executive and also as the chairman of the Alexandra Football Association? Yes, it's still a dream to me, to answer you, to get a team. Whether I own the team or it's owned by the LFA or it's owned by the community of Alexandra. But we have to promote the team. We have to get the team to the NFD and PSL eventually.
Chairman, on that, given the amount of talent that is in Alex and the amount of influential people that are in Alex all come from Alex, why do you think it has been difficult for the community of Alex to have a team in the Premier Soccer League?
The only challenge in Alexandra is that we were not working together. We were working separately. So as soon as we can work together as a community of Alex, we can overcome this challenge. There were the chairmen before who put the money into their teams. We had different teams. We had Alexandra United until it took collapse. Then come Babiro collapse. So the question is that you ask yourself, is it one man show? Can I do it alone or can I do it with the community? But if I believe that the community can be involved into us to promote the team into Alex, we can achieve that. So if we can work together as a community of football Alex, we will get the team into PSL.
At some point, Chairman, when you were leading Babiro, they came close to securing a spot in the playoffs, but it wasn't meant to be. And the structure of the team was proper. Everything seemed to be running very, very well. And many people were shocked when the club was sold. What happened with Babiro and what was the reason it got to a point where it was sold and your dream of having a team, the PSL, was derailed?
Look, I can tell you the one thing, say that God timing is never been wrong. So by saying that is that God, He knows my journey. He knows what I wanted to do. He knows what I want to achieve in terms of the football. I'm a man who believes into the structure. Hence, on I restructured Babiro the way it was structured, running professional and whatever it is. Yes, we put a lot of resources behind that in order for us to achieve our goal and the dreams of all the people of Alex. But due to the circumstances, that dream was not achieved. And hence when I said that when the time Babiro was sold, we said that let us take a break of 1 year or 2 years break, so that when we took that break, I go back and restructure rethink how I'm going to do it again. Because when I have to come back, I have to come back very strongly with the team. Remember, there's a team now just from the name, say this Komara United, which is not even active in terms of the team. We're gonna go back to the development, have the under 19s, have the under 20s, under Komara United, and then we will take it from there.
Chairman, before we move from Babiro, I want to understand, maybe it's an internal matter that you don't want to discuss because people are always interested. What was the reason it was sold? What happened that got you guys to a point where you thought we cannot continue this project anymore, we are selling
it? Look, the division we were playing, it's got a lot of challenges. Even though you like to go there and win the league, have a good players, have a good structure, have a good technical team. But for you to win that league, it's just something else, whereby it's got a lot of challenges in terms of the officiating from the office, so that we saw that we are on the wrong investment at the end of the day. And also the COVID affected us in terms of the investments. So hence on, when you look at when the COVID hit, we're on neck to neck with Pretoria Kellys. And then when you look at the way Pretoria Kellys went to the playoffs, when we still got about 11 games left, which is Pretoria Kellys were three points ahead of us. And all the time we were number one. All the season we were number one. Until to the last game, when we lose the last game, Pretoria Kellys win that game. And then they became number one at the last week before the COVID. So that thing is demoralizing on as you say that, but this season was going to be my season. But then when I said that God he knows why he was doing that, and he knows that when our time is going to come, it's not going to be a temporary time, it's going to be a permanent time.
I hear that, Chairman. But still on the APC Motsepe League, we know that league has lots of challenges. Just a few weeks ago, we saw a referee being chased there in Mamelodi. Having been a chairman of a club, what are your thoughts on the challenges that the league faces?
The thought of the league is facing, especially APC Motsepe League. You look at the referees, and you look at the amount we're paying them for the match fees. Those guys are not working. So even us, the chairmen, we are the one who's influencing the bad manners. We are the one who's influencing the wrong envelopes to run to the referees in order to influence them to influence the results towards a certain team, which is totally not acceptable. I think the law must be involved in terms of the corruption into APC, because the league is corrupt to the core, is in such extent that one day a person will die or the players will be in trouble, and it's just shocking. I was thinking 2 weeks back, Tabiso was saying that if all the teams, I think we got about 144 teams for APC Municipal League. If we can just say, let's leave football, all these teams 144, all the champions, we come together, we contribute towards our wealth. Every month, we put 50,000 down. At the end of the day, how much we'll be having in 12 months? I think it will be more than 500 million, if not mistaken. If you can take that money, you calculate it. It's the same amount we are investing in terms of the APC Motsepe League. The same amount is going down to the train at the end of the day. Because out of that 144 teams, it's only 2 teams who got the opportunity to go up. But what happened after that? Most of the teams, they go up, they got relegated. In Gauteng, we set the standard. Say that when our team goes up, they must make sure that they don't come back. That is the agreement amongst ourselves in Gauteng. Hence on, we invested a lot in terms of the resources, in terms of the players. But what happened if the team come from Cape Town? One season they're at NFT, the next season they're out. And another team got promoted from Eastern Cape, season they're up, next season they are down. I'm not mistaken. Same with Free State. You can go and look at the history. The teams are getting relegated. Hence on, you saw most of the teams now, they are belonging from NFT, they are belonging to Gauteng. You look at the teams in Mpumalanga, they are struggling. You ask yourself why they are struggling if they've got a proper league into their region. So we need to invest in terms of the resources, the players, promote. Let's stop this thing of corruption. Let's stop this thing of buying the games. because it's totally wrong at the end of the day. Yes, the referees are not getting well paid. So let's, instead of doing that, let's source the sponsorship for the referees. Let's have a proper referees, but the panel need to keep on changing. You cannot keep one referee for more than 5 years into ABC. I mean, if that person is not getting promoted, why do you have to keep him into for more than 5 years? Promote the youngsters, promote the people who are gonna come, say that I don't want to be here for long. I'm working for my career. I want to see myself on the TV. I want to see myself at MDC. I want to see myself at the NFT or PSL games. So it will stop this thing because people will work with a vision. But we got a referee who's got more than 10 years at ABC. He knows all the dynamics of the ABCs.
Chairman, still on the corruption of the league, which is shocking. We've had many stories. Have you ever been approached by another chairman to sell a game?
Yes, even though I won't mention not one or two, even though I won't mention names, but it's correct. They do approach. Even now, they're approaching. Look, I was not involved in terms of any league, but if my president just go to the game, people started to shake, saying, why the chairman is here? You understand? Just to go there and just enjoy the games. And once I end up deciding, say that, you know what, maybe I need to sit home, not to go and watch the games, which is, when you love football, we love football. But when you are there, people are just shaking, say that, they still call me a chairman. I said, guys, maybe the chairman is my name. Yeah, but it do happen. Really do happen. The games are selling amongst the chairmen. The games are selling among the referees. It's just shocking. And at the end of the day, if SAFA, they don't have proper evidence, again, they cannot be able to take actions.
Chairman, during your time at Babibiro, were you at some point able to take evidence to SAFA and say, this is evidence, maybe our players were approached, maybe this referee confessed to being approached to sell a game and so on, and what did SAFA do with that?
Look, SAFA, they always try to be neutral when it comes into the corruption. And at the same time, they need a proper proof that the referee was really, the result was influenced by a certain referee. So for you to do that is a hassle. You need resources for you to do that, because it must have the beginning and the end, and show that this is the money I gave it to the referee. I even mark it on 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you don't have say that, or say, no, I've got the SMS, I've got that, it still doesn't prove anything to SAFA. So sometimes we, even as a motherboard, we put them on a very tight spot. But it needs a serious, proper, when you got the resources, it needs for you to be sure that when you are accusing somebody about that, you are really sure about, not to hear who says what.
And what about this tendency of games or the winners of the league being decided on the table in the boardrooms of SAFA?
As I'm saying that, especially when you look at in Gauteng, now it becomes a norm. So maybe SAFA, they need to go and review, especially when it's only 3 or 4 games left. They need to go and tighten their constitution. They need to go and tighten their rules, saying that if you don't put a case on this date with the full evidence, so please don't come and waste our time. Don't come and present a case into us, because it also disturbing the team which has won the league. I mean, you know, Tabiso, I can tell you straight away, the best man at the end of the day will win the league, irrespective of what. But what I can tell you, 90 to 100% of all the teams are participating at ABC, they are involved in terms of corruption. So the one which is won, it's unfair for him if he won with all this politics, and then you go there and then you put somebody else to go there to the playoffs. What I'm saying is that if the guy he won with all the difficulties, with all the challenges, all accusations, let him go and play the playoffs. Because everyone, they know that they are involved.
So everyone is involved, but when things don't go their way, they want to claim that others are corrupt.
Correct. So as I'm saying that, let the champion who won with all the nigga shigas, because some other things just the thinking, just the thought saying that a certain team is corrupt, a certain team is not corrupt. I watch a certain game where I won't mention the names again or the name of the teams. Physically, I saw the game played 60 minutes. 60 minutes in the second half. 60 minutes in the second half. You can go, times you are attending the games, go and look at the stats of certain teams. That the teams which are getting penalties day in, day out. I remember at my venture at Babirwa, they called the referees from PSN. We scored on a rebound. And it was clearly showed that this is a rebound. We scored on a rebound. But the referees from PSL, they said, no, it's not a goal. You don't know who are you fighting. You're fighting with the ghost or the demons. You don't know.
Difficult league to play in, definitely.
ABC Motsepe League is a waste time to invest on it. I can say that. I wish the president of Motsepe, Patrice Motsepe, he can put time behind the name of ABC Motsepe League. Because for us, that name to be tinted like that, when it's associated with the president of CAF, it's shocking. You need to put more time in terms of behind, let's say that, what is happening? Why people are crying? People, they won't cry if there's no, they say that where there's a smoke, there's a fire. We might be wrong, say that it's corrupt. But let him put the resources behind this. Let him put the foot as a sponsor and help suffer with the resources, say that we want to catch this calibre.
I hear you, Chairman. I hear you. Very passionate about that league. But immediately after the sale of Babirwa, Gomora United was born. Tell us about Gomora United.
Yes, as I was saying that, I thought when the opportunity always arises in terms of football, you say that I'm moving away from, I need to take a break from football. But I formed the Gomora Youth Development. So the Gomora Youth Development was working in different sectors, was not specific for football. Gomora Youth Development, as you can see here, was partnership with Network Empowerment. So to give the students an opportunities in terms of the bursaries. I think we managed to give about 5,000 students bursaries under Gomora. So that is where the Gomora United was formed. Also say that, no, let's form the concept of Gomora Youth Development and take it with also Gomora United. So Gomora United was not basically formed by myself. As when I said that I don't believe a team is supposed to be owned by an individual. The team needed to be owned by the community. Even can have a chairman. But if you can go away in the basics where the team's owned by the community become involved in terms of the team. Let's have that vision, build that vision. It will help us in terms of going forward. So the Gomora United was also formed, but based on that, we want that team to be owned by the community of Alex, not by shareholder. So that the plan was that along the line, they will have to vote for the chairman after every 4 years or 5 years and have its own board, the executive and non-executive board, so that we can run that way.
I hear you there, Chairman. Gomora is not affiliated to any league currently. They play in the tournaments around Gauteng. Is there a plan to have the team affiliated to a particular league so that it gets into formal structures of football and work their way up?
Yes, there's a plan for Gomora United to come and play also for the NFD and also to get promotion to PSL. Hence on, I did to venture say that why for this time while I was taking a break, let me venture into something different. As we started the farming, the poultry chickens, which is gradually growing up, it's doing well, because remember, football needs money. Football needs money, football needs hard work in terms of it. So hence on, we are still concentrating on the poultry thing, and then once it started to run proper, and then we'll come back, and who knows? Because I gave myself of 2 years, which is 24 months. But it might happen earlier, or it might happen later than that.
I hear you, Chairman. You are now the chairperson of Alexandra North Local Football Association. Why was it important for you to occupy such a position, and what do you hope to achieve by occupying such a position?
The importance for me to occupy that position of Alexandra Northern Football Association is to revive the football in Alex. When you look at the kids on the streets, the football is going down. But Alexandra people are passionate about football. If you can go and attend an LFA league game, the stadium is basically, especially in the grandstand, is always full. So as a person or as a leader, when you're looking at those people saying that, I think we really, really need as a leaders or as a community to do something to give back to these people. So for me, it's very important now because of I can implement the ideas of all the executive and also the chairmen under the Football Association as an administrator. We can push to get the sponsors. We can push to help the teams. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can one day go there, interview these guys who are running the development teams in Alex, the guy is not even working, but he's taking the kids from the street, go there and train. Under very difficult situation because we got the constraint of the fields in Alex. We are not lucky like Tembisa. We are not lucky like Soweto, where they've got many fields they can use. But in Alexandra, we don't even have a university in Alexandra. The only good ground we have, or the only field we have, is Marlborough, which is also difficult to use Marlborough because most of the time they're using the cricket to play there. So we need together to come to revive this thing, sit down behind the doors, think how we're going to revive football in Alex.
Chairman, then, as the chairperson, what would you say are the 5 key things that you will implement and execute in your capacity as the chairperson in order to revive football in Alex?
The key things I will do in Alexandra will have to, number one is the availability of the soccer fields. So those things, how can we achieve the availability of the soccer field? We'll engage with the schools. Remember, Region E is not only in Alex. Region E is very rich. When you take Alex out, we got Marlborough, we got Marlborough, we got Sandton, we got Orange Grove, Norwood, surrounding areas, so on. So you can imagine the schools there around. They do have the soccer fields. But the question, as I'm saying to you, is that how the guys they're going to get transportation out of Alex to go and then play football. So the soccer fields will engage with the schools to come and help us. The ladies' league will have to revive the ladies' league. Currently now we've got only 8 teams for the ladies' league. So we need to form a very strong league for the Alex League. We need to form a strong league for the juniors, whereby we'll create the squad for Alexandra Football Association. And also what I want to achieve under Alex, except Gomorrah United, I want, with the helps of the other chairmen, we want to have a team for the Alexandra Northern Football Association participating at APC or at NFT, whereby it's got its own executives, its own chairman, own whatever, but they're reporting everything under that. We need to attract the sponsorships.
Chairman, sponsorship in football seems to be a difficult thing, and like you've mentioned that the LFA is within, in terms of the demarcation in the city of Johannesburg, they are within Region E, and the surrounding areas there's a lot of businesses there that can contribute, but it is not happening. How do you plan to approach them, and how do you plan to present the Football Association in such a way that those who own businesses within Region E can see a product that they can pour their money in?
As I told you now, we are restructuring the whole structure of executive. Everyone we're gonna have the subcommittees. We'll have the subcommittee of only doing marketing. We'll recruit the young blood in Alex who they know about the marketing, so that they can help us to do the proposal to those sponsorships. We'll engage with them. And the most part we wanted to do in Alex, which is we want to achieve with the city with the city of Joburg. We want, even as a secret, I won't reveal now, we want to rename the Alexandra Stadium under one of the icon, so that it can give us the attraction to the sponsorship, because we need also to recognize our legend. Alexandra produced a lot of players. It produced a lot of administrators.
Very, very interesting that, Chairman, and I hope that all these things can be achieved within your term, and we are able to make a contribution, because like you said, The people of Alex are very, very passionate about football, and it's very unfortunate that they don't have a team in the PSL or in the NFD. And hopefully, you with your passion and your experience in football, you'll be able to make a contribution that will result in one day the community of Alex having a PSL team. Before we close, Chairman, is there anything you want to say to the people of Alex now that you've taken over as the chairperson of the North Local Football Association?
Look, I will ask for them to be patient with us, which is not possible because what they have experienced in terms of their patience. But the promise I can tell them is that we're going to revive football of Alex. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a mountain to climb. But whether come a rainstorm, corona or no corona, we're going to revive the football of Alex. We're going to achieve their dreams, not my dream. We're going to achieve their dreams. We want to see the Alex Stadium to be full with the supporters, as usually is happening like right now. We want to produce the soccer stars, not only playing for the big teams, playing abroad. So that is what we are promising them, say that they need to give us a little bit time, not that much time. We don't need that much time because we need to work. We need to put our overalls and boots and go under the ground and work and revive the football in Alex.
Chairman, thank you very much for your time and all the best in your capacity as the chairperson. And hopefully when we speak again, you'll be able to tell us what you've achieved for that duration of time. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thanks very much.